Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of Paranormal Buzz Radio or its sponsors. Use of any materials produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is strictly prohibited. For information on everything Paranormal Buzz Radio has to offer, visit our website, paranormalbuzzradio.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Listener discretion is advised.
Paranormal Buzz Radio is proud to present Girls vs. Ghosts Media's The Dr. Gina Show with Gina Marie. Gina is a psychic medium and an intuitive counselor who has a bachelor's degree in psychology, master's degree in counseling, and a doctorate degree in occupational therapy. The Dr. Gina Show is live on Spreaker every other Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, 6 Pacific, right here on Paranormal Buzz Radio. Be sure to follow Gina on all her social media. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your host, Gina Marie. Welcome to the show. Here's Gina.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dr. Gina Show. On this show, we take you on the journey of the soul. I talk about all things spirituality. So tonight's show, I'm going to talk about, people have been asking for this, so here it is. We're going to talk about angels, spirit guides, loved ones, and ascended masters. So I am a medium, and as you know, I do talk to spirit. So when people ask me, like, what spirit do you talk to? I talk to all different spirit, any spirit that comes to talk to me. So just in a description of some of the different types of spirits I speak with, I will be going over. So thank you, everyone, for listening. That's listening to the live, and I just want to remind everybody that there is a chat, and the chat is active, and I want to thank Shay, and Shay is on the chat, and she will be answering until about 20 quarter of we open the chat and take questions. So just know that you can put things in the chat. I am not able to see the chat, so I will not be able to answer. Shay is going to read some of the questions to me when we come on. So I want to thank Shay and Matt for helping me with this show. They are producing many, many shows here on Paranormal Buzz Radio, and you can always find them on Paranormal Buzz Radio on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. And you can find me on their page as well, Dr. Jean Marie, on Facebook and Instagram, Psychic Medium, Gina Marie, and the same with Twitter. But I'm never on Twitter that much. It's hard enough to try to run the Instagram and the Facebook, which I don't do the best job of, but I try. And I'm been doing some lives, and I'm doing lives I'm a part of the Weird Weekend family, and I do lives for Weird Weekends, sometimes on Thursdays and sometimes on my page at Gina Marie's Pandora's Box. So you can find me everywhere, and lots of other cool shows on Paranormal Buzz Radio. So let's get into tonight's topic. And if this is the first time listening, you know that sometimes I will channel, and I do channel the council, I call them. They are ascended masters. It's a higher energy, and they help me when I speak with clients to help them on their journey of the soul. They are the keepers of the Akashic Records, and the Akashic Records are basically our agreement as a soul when we decide to come here, and some of the things that we'd like to accomplish while we're here. It's not all black and white for sure, but it's like, I kind of think of it as like when you write an essay and it's Roman numeral 1, Roman numeral 2, Roman numeral 3, and then you kind of fill things in between, like either A, B, or C. So when we have our soul's contract, we do have a lot of the Roman numerals. And mind you, there's a lot of free will that plays its part. So everything is not written on stone. As a soul, when we come here, we do have an agenda. And you always hear me, one of my favorite hashtags, pass your fucking tests, because we do come here to learn, to elevate our soul. We don't come here, well, souls are on all different levels. You hear me call them fillers, and they're just basically, if you think of it like, I like to think of it as like a Shakespeare play. There's people that, we're acting on stage, and we have the people with the non-speaking parts. That would be equivalent to a filler soul here. And then there's people that are just backgrounds. I guess background would probably be fillers. And then there's people that have like one or two words. The same thing for souls. Everyone's on a different level. There's some filler souls, which is low-level souls, and then there's some highly advanced souls. Especially at this time now, most people now, we see a big influence. I have people in their like 50s or 60s now. They're called like Dolores Cannon had coined this term. She called them the first wave, the 50, 60-year-old people. I guess they'd be 50 or 60, maybe 70, a little older. But they were the people who came here with some abilities, and they came here to start raising consciousness. And then we got the 30s, 40s, and those people are here. That's like the second waivers, and there's a lot more of them, and they're very intuitive. And you find a lot of these spiritual workers that come at that age group that's now, again, 30s, 40s, around there, give or take. And then we have the new generations, like the 20-somethings. And now people, I have a doctorate in occupational therapy, and people are like always asking, because I did work with children with autism, why is autism becoming so prevalent? And those are pretty much, they are the new generation of souls that are coming here. And I definitely will do another show on this, but just to touch on it before I get into it, so you have like an overview of souls here. Though that generation here is like, why is there so many children with autism, and everyone's doing so much research on what's going on? Is it the vaccinations? Is it the food? And it's so funny, like how the universe does things, because I do have my doctorate in occupational therapy, and my specialty is autism, sensory integration disorder. So I've worked with autism for 16 years. So I know that I've worked with kids from birth until 21 and adults with autism. Right? And people still haven't found the cure, or not even the cure. Let's just say they haven't found the reasoning. From talking to spirit, and also working with children with autism, because even though they're nonverbal, I'm able to talk to their higher soul. I know that the children with autism, they have less emotions, mostly, if you know that, with children with autism. People would say they're not as loving. There's a whole spectrum of autism, but it's typical not to be so emotional with autism. Now, I believe, and from talking to spirit, I also know that children with autism are the new generation, right, coming in here. But because these humans here, me included a lot, even though I try not to be, we get so emotional and caught up in society. Like, this is like, and believe me, I'm human, okay? So I just know that I get caught up in a lot of things. And one of the things is, we go to work or we go to school. And I always liked school. It was easy for me. I was, thank God, smart, because I didn't like the rules of school, like getting up early. It was always late, always late until I got in I guess it was 10th grade, I think, when you can pick your classes or something, and then I would pick nurse's aide first, and then the nurse would let me be late all the time. That was 9th and 10th grade. But even as a kid, I was always late. I couldn't understand why we had a time. Never made sense for me. I was always, I'm a very free soul. I'm a very advanced soul. I never liked that timing thing. And the same thing with society here with marriage. You know, I was engaged for 10 years. My fiance is like, when are we going to get this down? And I'm just like, I never could get with the whole paper, or even wearing the ring like I wore when I went out or something. But there's so many rules within society that we do this, we do that. But the children with autism, they don't even follow those rules, right? So why is everyone looking for this cure for autism? I believe it's us, you know, the ascended masters, you know, heaven, God, which I do believe, you know, that hierarchy up there. They're creating this generation so we're not so caught up in these emotions. And I'm caught up in it. I'm human. Like, you know, you're with someone and, you know, that's my person, and you can't have anybody else. You can't date anyone else. And as a human, I believe that. I don't want my guy doing whatever. I believe like there is a connection there, but it's kind of a weird fine line where I am with that, but we are kind of very caught up on that. So I believe that we're trying to make God and everybody's trying to bring a different outlook. It's going to take lots and lots of years, but I do see the prevalence of autism being a lot of that. We got to mix in some of this, get rid of these too much emotion down here. So anyway, that's just kind of an overview of souls. So we have just a little background before I really get into what spirit is and what we do as spirit. Because we are given these bodies here, and we choose what we want to be when we come here for our purpose, male, female. A lot of people choose to have a disability because they want to work through that, you know, whether it's they're in a wheelchair or to be blind, they choose a lot of those things they want to come down here to work through. People choose a lot. So when you're born as a soul, you are choosing, hey, I'm going to be a female. I'm going to be, like I said, have some type of handicap, or I'm going to not have a handicap. I need to be beautiful because my mission down there is, you know, I need to use my looks for, you know, whatever the mission is here. People have missions. Souls come for all different reasons. Some souls just come to assist other people. That's like a lower level soul. So they're coming because they're going to marry this one person and help that person go through a lesson because they're going to be like a real asshole partner. And they come and they choose to do that to challenge the other soul. Like there's contracts just like that. Contracts are made all the time, and there's soul families. People come within the soul family a lot. It's just like a lot of families come, like your mother could have been your grandmother before you could have been your mother's mother. It's a soul family, and you reincarnate within that soul family. Often people stay within the soul families. If there's an abortion or a miscarriage, I see it over and over again when I talk to spirit. That baby will come back, or that baby will wait and come back within the family because it is part of a soul family. I was actually just doing a gallery on Sunday, and when I do gallery readings, obviously I speak to the dead. And I was talking to this one girl, and I was like, asked her if she had a miscarriage. She did, because I had a little baby girl, and the little baby girl was there, and she was telling me she was waiting to come back, and she will come back to that mother again, and that happens all the time. Or sometimes, you have an abortion, and those children stay over there, and they actually grow up as a soul, and your soul family, which could be your mother, grandmother, or aunt, raised them. And I've seen that. I've seen that even with myself where, I watch my grandma, because I did, abortion. A lot of people might say, oh, abortions are so horrible, but, I'm very open, as you all know. So I can see that my child is being raised growing up, actually, with my grandmother and my aunt over on the other side. So that happens too. So sometimes babies grow up over there. It's such a different, sometimes they stay babies. It's just souls all have different purposes and different reasons to come and go. So, and souls also. So who is soul and spirit? Like when I do talk to the dead, like who am I talking to? And it's funny because I explain this all the time. To me, it's like a house of mirrors. When I'm doing a gallery and there'll be a room full of people, I say, okay, I'm going to go to the other side. Or even if I'm just reading a client, I'm like, I'm going to go to the other side. And I just for me, I can easily just transcend to the other side. I just go over there and I see who's there. And sometimes I'll have earthbound souls, and they'll be like I'm talking to a person. They're right there. That's where the soul is. And I'm talking right to them. Then there's different dimensions. I just find them in all different places. And some souls won't speak to me directly, but they'll have another soul speak to me. And that happens for various reasons. Sometimes their communication won't be so well. When I first started channeling, I used one of my guides, Christopher. He's my main guide. When I first started talking to the council, and because the council is ascended masters, and it's like the CEOs, I call them, of heaven. So he would help me with communication through them because there's many of them. So when I channel, I'm not talking to one universal energy. I'm talking to many. So he would help me distinguish who they were, and I would channel through him, through the council. I do not do that no more. Christopher is still with me when I channel the council. However, I do not need to channel through him anymore. I do talk directly to the council. Again, there are various members there, and I don't know them all by name. I don't, but they are made up with the council. So sometimes when I'm talking to a spirit, like last Sunday at my gallery, I was talking, like I had a connection for everyone. At least one or two spirits came through specifically for someone. But then there was two women, and I really feel bad. Like sometimes there's just too many people. I actually stayed in channel for almost 2 hours during this gallery. Usually I only have like about an hour of a channel, half an hour of like in and out of a channel. But I actually was staying there for 2 hours. It was a really nice group of women. They actually knew each other, grew up with each other, so Spirit was kind of coordinating. I was trying to line up Spirit because when I do open for a gallery, they all jump in. So I was trying to tell Spirit, okay, let's take our time, and I organized them. And these spirits were so nice. They organized and let me go around the room in line. I wasn't even jumping around. I was going from one person to another. They lined themselves up so nice and waited their turn. But there was two women that I wasn't getting a spirit connection for. So I asked, so when that happens, or if I don't get a chance, I'll put some questions out there. So I'd asked the one woman if she had a question. And so she asked about her children. And so I channeled the council for that. And they were giving her information about her children. And as she was giving me energy, it was resonating. That's when she wanted to talk to her mother. But her mother, because Spirit is all different, her mother, and this happens, I see it again and again, her mother was very religious, very Catholic. So she really didn't believe in this stuff, even though she's dead. She don't believe in, being able to talk. But because I was talking to the council and generated energy, I was able then to connect to her mother, who came, gave her name, lots of validation, told me how she died, when she died, how long it took her, who was by her side, gave me a lot of validation to give this woman, so that, because the woman was a little skeptical, but she couldn't be skeptical after, this. But she only came because I was talking to the council, who gave her energy, to give her enough courage to come speak to me. And that happens a lot. But if that woman hadn't asked a question, I might not be able to directly channel her. So sometimes that happens, and I get them to ask a question, talk to the council, and that brings through Spirit. So it's a different way that I connect to all Spirit on the other side. Also, if I listened to my first Spirit box, I did an investigation with Weird Weekends in DPX, Detroit Paranormal, at Eloise. It's a psychiatric hospital. And it's the first time I listened to a Spirit box. Didn't even know what one was. And the Spirit box was super cool because I was talking to Spirit, and I was telling, I think Jeff at DPX was doing this, and I said, there's a dog here. And then I forget the guy's name. I said, Joe has the dog or whatever. So he asked the Spirit box, is there a dog here? And the Spirit box goes, dog, dog, dog. And so for me, like, it's cool that I get validated when I'm doing a gallery and someone says, yes, that's so-and-so for sure. But when the spirit box validated. But when the spirit box picks up spirit, it's not so clear. If anyone out there ever heard a spirit box, it's kind of like it was saying dog, 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 but it's hard. So when I am listening to spirit, and mind you, if I'm doing a gallery, there's a bunch of spirits coming at me. It's kind of like listening to a spirit box. So it's not, so I'll hear the name, say, if they're earthbound, I usually clearly hear John. If they tell me, sometimes they don't even resonate with their name. But if they say their name, you know, I hear it. But sometimes the name, just like on a spirit box, is so fast, like John, 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 and I hear J, J, J. But you don't hear it so clear. And plus, I got a whole bunch of other spirits trying to talk to me. So I'm trying to, you know, bring that name out and hear it. And I usually always get an initial. But the clear name, sometimes it's difficult because they speak very fast. And I just realized after this gallery, because I was trying to line them all up, that it's kind of like listening to a spirit box when I talk to them. Because it happens so fast. They're talking to me fast. I'm trying to listen to them. And some of them are coming from, again, they're different dimensions. It's like a house of mirrors. I'm getting them from this way. Sometimes I need another spirit to bring them to talk to me. I'm pulling them down. Connecting in all different types of ways. When I talk to the council, it's a clear channel for me. They are ascended masters. I have clear communication. They talk about your soul's journey. To me, you know, I don't have a hard time hearing nothing. That's one clear channel for me. But when I am talking to relatives, past loved ones, that, you know, depending on what radio station, just like a spirit box and where I'm at, and mind you, time is different. So there's a delay. It's a different time delay by the time they talk to me to the time I hear it. It's not so instantaneous as it is with an earthbound, though. There is. But the earthbound spirits, sometimes they don't take into account a reciprocal conversation, but some of them do. It's very different from where they're at. And some of them just get very overwhelmed that they're actually speaking. Just like the people that I'm talking to are crying, spirits crying because they're talking to their loved one. So I'm having emotions on both ends. I'm having emotion on the spirit end, and I'm having emotion on the people end. Also, you know, actually really at this gallery too, people always want to talk about what's an angel, who's an angel, does everyone have an angel? And when I was doing this reading, doing this gallery, there was an angel there for this one lady, and the same lady about the baby. And I said, she has an angel, and then I found out why, because she was going through a hard time. So angels are sent to us through loved ones or just through prayers if a soul is going through a hard time. So her angel actually came and talked to me. So not everyone, and actually she was the only one in the room that had an angel with her, because she was going through a lot of emotional healing and things. So she had an angel to give her that comfort. And that angel may leave after she goes through whatever, you know, this is she's going to go through. This angel could have been assigned to her for this certain amount of time. Angels are benevolent beings. So most angels, I've only talked to one angel that was actually on Earth, and it was a short period of time. She was actually a young woman in her teens when she had transitioned, and she was a new angel, and she had this assignment as an angel. Actually, it was with one of my friends. But all the angels I ever spoke with have never, ever, I've only talked to one that was, but I've never talked to any other angels that were born, like in human form, ever. As of now. But, you know, that might change. So angels are given to people when they're going through a hard time. And some souls I have an angel, and her name's Anna, and Anna Marie, and she has actually been with me since I was a child. Well, I was a child. My mother got killed when I was a couple months old. Plus, I had a lot of other crazy things happening in my family. I needed 20 angels, but she was my angel. She's still with me. So why do I have this angel with me? Well, I had trauma, you know, as a baby with my mother getting killed, and also my life, what I do. Helping people in spirit. And so I do have an angel with me at all times, but not everyone does. And I do have different angels that come and go through different things that I need, or I call upon them to help me. So you can call upon angels to help you. A lot of people call on Archangel Michael to help when you're going through something or you need super protection. They call on him. So angels, you can call on angels to help you. I need this angel, or, I need an angel. And you actually ask them, and they hear that, like, the call went out, and they know that you need them, so they do come. Or some people will say, oh, my grandmom's my angel, but that's just like a term you use. My grandmom's my angel. Yes, she's your angel in heaven, but, it's not like a real angel. So angels come in time of need, and they could be with us for longer or shorter amounts of times. But mostly what I've seen, not everyone does. I really haven't seen anyone yet that has been brought up, actually, that has an angel like that stays all the time. They have different missions. Now, make sure that I have enough time. Okay. The spirit guides are a different story. People are always like, who's my guides? Who's my guides? Well, this was probably, I went to college at NYU, and I obviously been talking and seeing dead people since I can remember, since I was born. But I wasn't really acknowledging it so much. I always knew, and everyone who knew me knew, okay, like, something's crazy, like, always was like, I'm a witch. Since I could talk, I would tell my grandma, she's like, don't tell no one that. But I always knew something was different. So I remember I went away to college. And before I left, I was in Philadelphia. And I was with this guy. I was dating this guy. And I just knew, and I was working. I was a dancer in the bar in Philly. And I was like, every time I try to quit dancing, because for some reason I thought I shouldn't be there. I look back and I'm like, I should have stayed forever. But at that time I was trying to break away, and I was like trying to get out of that whole lifestyle. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to college in NYU, go up to New York from Philly, leave, and then just get away from this guy I'm seeing, get away from this whole lifestyle I'm living. So I'm going to go to NYU. So I go up and go to college there. And at this point I'm like, I'm not dating anybody. Like, I am going to be single in New York. I was teenager or whatever. I'm just going to have fun. And I started working in a gym because I didn't want to work in the bar, as a personal trainer. And I met my fiance, actually, Lance, and this, who, obviously years later, but turned into my fiance. But at the time I met him, and I wasn't going to give him a chance. I was like, nah, he's not getting a chance. And I was at this bar, Session 73, and I was on the dance floor, right? And this guy comes up to me, and I'm just a teenager. This guy comes up to me, and he says, you need to give love one more chance. And I was like, what? And I look at him. He's an older guy, and I looked at him, and I was like, what? And then he kind of disappeared. And at that time, I was not going to give my fiance a chance, right? And I was like, no. So he stayed in my mind. And I said, okay, so I gave him a chance, and obviously, we stayed together. But if I look back at that, and I was like, that was so insane. And at that time, he was into messages. Then he turned out to be like, oh, you're worshiping the devil or whatever. But at that time, he was cool with it, and I told him. Then, years later, which was 3 years later, 3 years, 3 years ago, okay, so we're talking 10 years later, right? I was on the corner of 59th and 2nd, right by my apartment. And I was going through a bunch of shit 3 years ago. And I was just like, I've fucking given up. I am, like, I like to move a lot. I'm moving, get away from this. I'm moving. I've moved to many big cities. But at the time, I'm like, I'm moving. And I'm on the corner, and this guy comes up to me, and he goes, it's going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right. Don't leave. Stay here. Don't leave New York. And I was like, I look at him, and then he disappears again, right? I turn back around. He's gone. I realized, not then, this was the same guy from 10 years before that was at that bar. And I was like, that was one of my spirit guides. Like, they can come, there was Hector, his name is. They can come in human form and just give you that message. Like, he appeared to me twice, 2 times with 2 insane messages. So your spirit guides can come in human form. If you hear this crazy message, like you're just like, and it's like a messenger, but they can appear in human form. And both times, it was him, the same guy, and it didn't dawn on me until I walked across the street. And both times when I went to look and turn around, the guy's gone. Crazy, but they do come. So spirit guides are like, you know, when you're born, you're assigned someone, you know, and different. Not everyone has a spirit guide too. I've also found this to be true. Not everyone has a permanent spirit guide that's with them, and some have more. I have 2. I have Hector and Christopher, and plus I have my angel. But not everyone, and plus everyone gets, you can get, I call on different spirit guides. Like if my cat's sick, I call on like the spirit of a vet. Or if I need some help on the computer, something's broke, I call for, you know, a spirit to come, you know, I need a spirit guide or a spirit to come help me with this computer. So you can call on them too. So their spirit guides they're more advanced souls. It's kind of like professors in school, you know, like there's teachers and there's professors, and then, you know, there's the head of the school or the dean. It's the same thing with spirit guides. There's different levels of spirit guides based on your assignment. And a lot of spirit work hard to become a spirit guide. And then they might get like a little case until they get bigger cases, bigger, like people that need more guidance. And the higher level you get, the higher advanced soul you get, depending on your spirit guide and their work of the soul that they're given, that they have to do here. So spirit guides, it's like a job. Souls advance to be, like some souls want to be a spirit guide. It's like teachers. Some teachers want to be a teacher, but they want to be an assistant principal and then a principal and a dean, like they work for it. And then some teachers don't even want to be assistant principal or dean. Some souls don't even want to be spirit guides. They're like, that's not what I'm striving to be. Like, I just want to chill at, you know, soul, spirit level. But again, it's like a job. Some people are just like really advanced and want to be that. And then also you find spirit guides part of a soul family. Like you might have a contract with someone in your soul family. Like, okay, so my mom died when I was 2 months old. So we had a soul contract. She says she's going to come and, you know, born me so she can, you know, be a part of my family, but she's going to be better to assist me dead in spirit. So she's going to die when I was 2 months old, because obviously my work here needs a lot of help. Not just my human life. Let's take that apart. My human life needs a lot of help. But the work that I do as a soul, I need a lot of help. So she said she's going to be my guide, and she is my guide. So she died when I was only 2 months old because she's better served me. And all my family pretty much died. I have a lot of family that I was really close to, like, because my mom had died. I was raised with my uncles. So they had died. And so I have a whole team over there with me because that was all supposed to be because of, you know, what I do and what I need. And again, because my human life is not so easy. But that's how it works with spirit guides. They're there, and your loved ones are there. And if you've ever been to a gallery, you know that to be true, or even like talk to me or another medium, and, you know, it's just evident that there's spirit, or, you know, you've listened to a spirit box or been anywhere. Like, it's so evident that, you know, we're energy. I say this all the time to my clients, like, we are just energy. Our body is energy. We just will keep coming. We will come back. We don't die. We just recirculate. We just regenerate. And I hear this a lot from my clients. They go, well, how do we all fit? And that's why I was saying this. Like, there's many, 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 many dimensions. There's not just like with one dimension and all the souls are like stuck standing neck and neck with each other. It's like a house of mirrors. Like I said, everyone's coming, not everyone's in the same dimension. And sometimes I'll be connected to a grandmother, and they're like, oh, is my grandfather with her? And he's like nowhere to be found. He's in a whole different dimension. He's not even part of that soul family. That happens sometimes. Sometimes, you don't always born into your soul family. You come maybe because you have a contract to serve another soul family. So sometimes I find them together, or sometimes like Grandpa, like, he's in a different soul family. He's over there. He's different. So everyone's not always stuck together, for sure. So that's why everyone fits. And plus there's a lot of coming back. A lot of souls continue to come back. Okay, so I might have missed something. I do not have chat, so I cannot see it, but I'm going to do what I always do, because when I don't do this, people are like, why didn't you do the universal reading? So I always do the universal reading. So the universal reading, like if you're following me on my Facebook or my Instagram, I always do, well, I've been bad. I haven't been following up with my social media so much. I have to get better. But my universal readings are a message, and it's usually for someone that's listening, and I do use the tarot deck for this. And then I also add a manifestation, and it's super cool because the manifestations that I've been using, like I'll say, and this message, look for a sword. And a lot of people are sending me pictures, I found the sword, or I say a red flower. People send me, I found a red flower, and I really like that. So tonight, I usually use the Rider-Waite deck, you guys know, for your universal messages. But for some reason today, I'm picking up the angel cards, okay? So I don't know why, but it's going to be an angel card message today. So this message is going to be for whoever this resonates with, okay? So I do use the council to help me when I channel these messages, even though I use the cards when I do these. I don't even know why, but I do. So this is an angel message for you. Okay. So the message that I'm having now is that you are living your authentic purpose. You are making your destiny. You're living your destiny. You are living what it is, your passion. You're living and working and doing your passion. But what you have to understand is there is such thing as free will. So everything is not written in stone. You have free will. You don't have, so if a message is given to you that says you will get this job, but then you don't follow up on the interview, you're not going to get the job because there is free will. So even though the energy says it looks like you're going to get this job, you could mess it up because of your free will. So just know that you have to follow up on things, because even if it's meant to be, you could mess it up by your free will. So follow your intuition and follow your energy. Okay, I got another message for you guys. I'm going to do 3 of these, okay? Don't know why, but that's what they told me. So the next one is, well, this is good. All right. You're being dishonest with someone. You're showing dishonesty. You're not communicating. You have to communicate more, because by you not communicating, you're being dishonest to yourself and this person. You need to communicate your feelings, to be honest with yourself, to be honest with this person, to give this person the communication this person needs and that you need. So this message is pretty much be honest and communicate to someone in your life. This looks like a partner. Okay, and the third message is keep positive. Look at the good things. Find beauty, not only in yourself, but in your surroundings. Be grateful for what it is you have. The more grateful you are for what it is you have, and the more positive you are, the more you can expect. Okay, so I have a manifestation for these messages. The first manifestation I want you to look for is I want you to look for a book. It'll be an old book. So just look for an old book that might catch your eye. Or it could be, again, in an image. It could be like an old book in a meme or something. But the manifestation that I use is, in the next 3 or 4 days, try to manifest seeing an old book or have an old book come into your existence. So as far as manifestation and practicing, that would just be like, I'd like to have, I'm going to see an old book. An old book is going to come into my life. So that's the manifestation. And make sure you guys text me or comment about that, because I love hearing when your manifestations come to life. So those are your messages. If you didn't get the messages, you want to hear them again, this is always able to be replayed. So you can always go back and replay these to hear those messages. And I do that a lot because, sometimes when I am in channel, I can't read for myself, obviously. But sometimes I'll get a message and I'll be just like, or my girlfriends will say to me, that message was for you. And I'm just like, it could be because I can't read for myself, but if I'm given a message and I'm channeling the message, somehow that message could be for me. Okay, so like I said, I can't see chat, but Shay can. So I'm going to bring Shay on so she can look at chat for me and see if there's any questions in there. So let's bring Shay on.
Hello.
Hi, Shay. Thank you.
You are so welcome.
Can't see chat. So is there anybody in there that has any questions?
We do have a couple questions. I'm going to have to scroll here. So while I'm scrolling, I'm going to do something a little different here. We always forget to do the shout-outs to those people in chat every week that are in there. So as I'm scrolling, I'm just going to do some shout-outs for you. Okay. We have Wolf. We have Margie Ann. We have Lisa. We have Eye of the Beholder. We have A. Lisa. Matt's in there. I saw a couple other people. There's a lot more likes, but they're not chatting. So if they don't chat, I don't say their name in case they don't want. Jennifer's in there.
Hi, everybody.
And if I missed you, it was not on purpose. I was just scrolling really quick. So the first question we have is from Lisa. Okay. And she says, I was told I had an archangel, Jophel, I think it's, what is it?
Josiel, yeah.
Okay. Trying to send me a message for $10. Should I play into this?
She trying to send her a message for $10?
Yeah, it looks like somebody told her that this archangel was trying to send her a message and she could get it for $10. Should she play into this?
No. No. They're trying to send everyone a message for $10.
Yes.
You'll be on Instagram and they see that you like tarot card pages or even on Facebook, and then all of a sudden that there's a message sent to these people that are just like that. $10 will give you the message. You know what? If you want to do it for entertainment's sake, go ahead and do it. Sometimes it might resonate, but it's all computer generated. And I've sent $10 a couple times just for fun. Why not? And sometimes the message resonates with you. But I can't say that I believe it. But you know what I can say? If it hits you like this, send the $10. Then, the message might resonate with you. But, that person that's telling you to send the $10, I'm not going to call them rip-offs or frauds or whatever, but I'm just saying it's a gimmick. They're trying to get your $10, but your angels, on the other hand, might say, pick this up because that's how they're going to get you a message. So, you see what I'm saying? It's kind of like a catch-22 here. It could be a message for sure, but it's not because the computer generated. They're not the great people that automatically know who they're connecting to. Because I say this all the time, and Shay knows it. And I tell you guys this. If someone can't put a question in chat for me and say, Gina, is my aunt Eleanor around? I can't say that. Like when I do galleries, I need to have energy of spirit. I have to, I do my protection. I ask for the energy. But, and I've been on radio shows, as a guest, and they're just like, all right, Angel 521 wants to know if there's any messages from her grandma. I'm like, are you serious? Like, and there'll be mediums and psychics that are going, oh, Angel, yes, your grandma says. I'm like, I know I'm pretty sure, like, I'm a pretty good medium, and I can't do that, so I don't know how people are getting grandma from Angel 521 on a text wants to know. Like, no, like, you need some energy for that, for sure. You can't just be like, oh, yes, Alex 328 wants to know if you're able to talk to his son. No, not me. And I'm a good medium, but I can't. But, so again, like if you want to play 10 bucks and just take a chance, your angel, that message might resonate. Just like when I give universal readings and I'm like, does this message resonate with you? It's going to resonate with someone, but it's not going to resonate with someone else. So it's just kind of like, if you feel an urge to do it, do it. But just know that whoever's generating that, they're not able to give you a real message. It's just by luck that your angel might resonate with that, but there's no other reason than that. So I hope that answered that question.
I think it did. I think it did. I think you did a good job. I miss Joanna. She's in there, of course.
Hi, Joanna.
I just wanted to throw that out there because she was one of the pictures I saw, but I didn't see anything, so I didn't want to say her name. But she said, "Hey."
She's the one she was one of the first angels I talked to was her angel, Maria.
Yeah. Let's see. The next question, Margie Ann, says she's been becoming attracted and interested to wolves since having trouble with her adult son. So it's more a comment. It's more a comment than a question, but she just said she's been becoming attracted and interested in wolves since having trouble with her adult son.
In wolves?
Yep.
In wolves. Okay. All right. That could be something, that could be your spirit totem guide animal. Like, that's another thing I didn't get to mention. So let me just add that real quick. Yep. So that's a good comment because we are also given spirit animals at times. Like I remember when I first started and switching. Joanna remembers this too because I was like, we always text each other. But the elephant, I was working with kids at the time, and the elephant was my spirit totem animal. The elephant kept coming to me, and it was coming to me like I'd be working with a kid, and all of a sudden the kid would pull out this elephant, and I would never saw that stuffed animal before, or they pull out an elephant game, or there'd be like something with an elephant, or I got given a scarf with an elephant. So the elephant was coming to me, and it was at the time, I think the message was to speak the truth, to be true to my word. Like it was pretty much when it was pushing me out of occupational therapy more into full-time mediumship. It was like, be true to who you are, have the strength to voice yourself. And that was my spirit totem animal, and that elephant had stayed with me. There was a period of time, actually last year, when I had many, many spirit totem animals that were coming to me. I had the wolf at a time. They come. So animals come to you as a spirit guide, as a totem animal for different times in different lives, for different strengths. So that could be a possibility too.
She wants to know, could it be her spirit guide?
No. They're spirit totem animals. They're animal spirits.
Maybe could it be her spirit animal? Like, don't
yes,
they?
At the time. They can come at different times for different areas. Like the wolf is a loner. When the wolf comes to you, that's your spirit saying, like, spend some alone time. Be brave. Be able to stay alone. Like either leave a relationship or go out on. I had the wolf for me when I was always in a relationship. I never knew what it was like to be alone. But the spirit wolf was telling me just like spend some time alone. And I was always like, everyone's take some time alone. And then the wolf kept coming to me, and I'm like, that means like spend some time alone, find out who you are, find out yourself. And I never got that before. Like I always like, I can find out who I am. I have to be in a relationship. But then I realized, like, when you're single, like, you find out who you are. You really do. I never really believed that because I'd never been single. But then I found out, like, the time I spent alone, I was like, you really learn who you are.
Yep, I agree with that. Lisa says she has been calling out for Jesus, God, guides, angels, spirit guides to help her with her pain, but she's still suffering.
Pain, P-A-I-N, pain?
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's the beginning right there. You just said it. You can call on all the spirit guides and everything to help you. I mean, I do it. I go to the river and scream at them, but it's not until you can. They can't really help you make it go away. Like, I just remember when I thought they could, and I just be like, "What the fuck? You guys help me, like, get rid of this shit." But it's all within yourself. You are the one to do it. They can't do it for you. You are the master of your destiny. So if you want to cure something, you've got to look within yourself. You got to find it with yourself. If it's, the pain, and I've had pain too, but you find the strength within yourself. They can show you the way, but it's all within you. So they can guide you. And again, hence the word guide, G-U-I-D-E. They're not here to push us. They're here to guide. Just like when I talk to the council, I used to think they were talking in analogies. I before I even knew I was talking to the council, and I thought I was just like reading cards, or I was intuitive. I used to be like, how come I don't know exactly when? Why don't you tell me exactly when? Why don't you tell me exactly how? I used to think I was like, I'm not a good psychic, whatever. Till I realized, like, now I know. Obviously, I'm talking to the council, and they're looking at your Akashic records, and they're looking at the journey of your soul. And they're here to guide you on Roman numeral 1, 2, and 3. But remember, all that free will, it's all within you. You have your mission. You come here to play the game of life. You're in there to #pass your fucking test, to learn your lessons. It's all up to you. You are the master of your destiny.
Very good.
Any other questions in there?
Joanna asks, do archangels only come when major life changes are occurring?
So, no. I mean, let's put it this way. Archangels I channel Gabrielle and Ariel very closely. They work with me, two of the archangels. They come to me a lot for me because I have a higher mission here. However, if you call on them to help and assist you, people are always like, well, there's thousands of people calling on Archangel Michael. How the hell can Archangel Michael be everywhere? How can God be everywhere, right? It's a universal energy. It's huge. It encompasses the whole entire world. Just think of it as a blanket of energy. Archangel Michael, a whole blanket of energy. It's abundant. There is no end. It's infinite. So you get a little piece of that energy. Everybody in the whole world can have a little piece of that energy, and the whole universe and the dead, because that is an overarching, it's archangel, arc. Think of the arc. It goes over. That energy is exhaustive, how it goes. Can everyone have Angel Anna or Angel Tina? No. They're a smaller energy. But just think of it, archangel. It's encompassing. So you can have them do, and they're not going to talk to me, my little tiny mission. You can have a little piece of their energy. Everybody can. It's encompassing. So it's important for everything. So maybe you don't call on them for, smaller things. Maybe you'll call on your angel or just an angel. But, it's just a crazy question. Let me just see if I can channel a better answer. So hold on. So archangels usually come for the call when it's something more pressing. So yes, if you want to look at it this way, archangels are not going to answer, can you help my dog's paw? But you'll have an angel. So I guess what you're saying is kind of archangels will come for a bigger mission. So anyway, I just channeled that answer. I needed the answer, so I needed to go help for it. And that makes sense. So I guess it is for something more bigger.
Bigger.
Depending. I guess it's all levels of who they send. Just like, when I use this back at the school because it's like, something structured. So if you're in trouble, they send you to the principal, but when you're in real trouble, you go to the dean, and then you're really screwed and you're at the superintendent, so it's depending, I guess, on the levels. Okay. Another question?
Yep, we have 2 more still, so
okay.
Let's see. Margie Ann says she has a lot of pain in her heart, so she bought a rose quartz to help her absorb the pain. The next day, she dropped it and it broke. What should she do with it now?
I love this question. Who sent me this question? What's her name?
Margie Ann.
Margie Ann. And if you guys get to know me more, you listen to me. I have fun things with crystals. And I worked in the store Choices, and we had crystals. And there was other psychics and stuff that worked there. So someone would come in and they'd be like, "Oh, what about the rose quartz?" Or, and they'd ask, and they'd be like, "Never ask Gina." Don't ask Gina. Like, you got another psychic out here. Because to me, I like crystals. I think they're pretty. They're super cool. And they'll give you any intention you put in them. That pink quartz, you know how many people came in that store and got that pink quartz because they want to find love, and they'll carry that pink quartz. I even did it, even though I know that it's all the intention you put in it. Whatever you put in that crystal, it's your intention. It becomes whatever you want it to be. Yes, it has pretty good energy, and it resonates things, but it's all within its energy. It's just generating energy. So if your pink quartz crystal broke, that's okay, because now you have 2 pieces of energy. It's still good. It's still the same energy. It doesn't matter if it broke or anything like that. If you think it's not because it broke, then the energy turns different. But if you just think of it as still good, people wash it with some sea salt, clean it up, give it a lot of good love and a lot of energy. It goes right back to where it was. It's just broken too because now you have 2 pieces.
There you go. I love that answer. That's what I was wondering as soon as I read the question. I'm like, well, now would it just be 2? So I'm glad she asked that. Okay,
yeah,
last question we have is from Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
What is the difference between a spirit guide and a guardian angel, and how do you know if you have either one of them?
Okay, let me just channel this because I don't want to screw it up, so hold on. Okay, so the spirit guides we spoke about. Spirit guides are, we spoke about, but we didn't talk about guardian angels, so let me touch on that. Guardian angels are pretty much, they say, it's just a word, okay? Guardian angel is the angel that, people say that's your guardian angel. They guard you. That's who guards you. But it's pretty much just like it's an angel, and they're with you. They're helping you. They're giving you love. They're giving you attention. They're giving you help. Angels work differently than spirit guides, for one. So let's just understand that. Angels are loving. They're all love. They're benevolent energy. They're hugging you. Just think of them as like hugging you, protecting you, giving you love, just sending you peace, sending you joy, comfort. They're just so much love. Where your spirit guides are like, oh, turn left there, go right here, stop there, oh, you're going too far. They're like, guiding you. Where the angels, they're love. They're just giving you so much love, acceptance. They're the guardian of your heart, pretty much. They're guarding your love. They're giving you hope. They're giving you something to love, something to hold on to. A lot of children, that are in bad situations, angels are there. They're hugging them. They're giving them love. They're letting them know that there's somebody there for them. And spirit guides are a whole different realm. They're just like, oh, you're fucking up. Oh, you're failing your test. Oh, you got to learn this lesson. You said you were going to do this. You better go right. So they're guiding. It's a little different.
Great answer.
Yes, so I channeled that answer. Most of, and again, if you guys know me, like sometimes I even when I was growing up, I always thought I had two personalities. I was like, I just had two different people. Little did I know, like, I was channeling. That's why I was two people. I was just like regular Gina, just like regular Gina fucking up, being human. Oh, fucking this, fucking up that. And then there was like, spiritual medium Dr. Gina, like psychic medium Gina, who's like channeling. And I really at times thought I even had names for them. One was Morticia and Gina. Like, I even named them when I would go out thinking I was fucking Sybil before I knew I was like channeling. But because even like if you hang out with me, I'll just be like regular Gina, like, we might be drinking margaritas or something, and then all of a sudden, like, I'm fucking channeling, and I'm smart and shit. But I'm not really, like, if you just hang out with me as regular Gina, like, I am screwing shit up. All my friends know it. I'm just a fuck up. But when I'm channeling, like, that's not me. I'm a clear channel. So that's when you're getting the good stuff. And people will call me, my friends, or even my clients will text me. I'll be like, listen, it's just regular Gina now. And regular Gina would say, fuck him. Go out and hook up with someone else. But if you're talking and channeling, I'm channeling, I'd be like, oh, and I see a whole different way. So make sure you know who you're talking to when you're getting your information, because I'm not in channel. So, any other questions?
Nope, that's it. We got a lot of thank yous in there. After each, by the time I saw the thank yous, you were already answering the next question, so I didn't tell you, but they all said thank you.
Oh, well, thank you all for listening, and I really love when you participate in chat. Thank you so much, Shay, for running chat. Thank you, Shay and Matt. I want to thank Paranormal Buzz Radio for this, letting me do the Dr. Gina show. I really enjoy talking and connecting to you guys. I really like when you comment my Instagram and give me some feedback, any suggestions about any shows coming up, anything that I can do better, because, I'm always looking for that. Constructive criticism, anything that you want. I love that. So, let me know anything I could do better, or, anything that you might want to question that I said. That's fine, and I appreciate all of it. So thank you all.
Just to remind everybody that Gina is off until Monday, November 18th. I know it seems quite a bit away, but that's my fault, not hers. I will be out of state. So.
All right. All right, guys.
To remind everybody. So.
You can catch me outside. No. You can catch me on my lives. And I'll be on live, so I'll be announcing them on Facebook for Weird Weekends and on their page for Behind the Third Eye. So I will be doing one actually this Thursday, so follow that too.
Yes,
all
definitely.
Right. All right, so thank you. We're all in this together on the journey of the soul, and I'm just your channel, so thank you for listening. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Shay.
You're welcome. Good night.
Good night.
Hi, welcome to Metro by T-Mobile.
Hi, my dad is in serious need of an upgrade.
Yeah, my phone's a fossil.
He needs a new phone and a new network stat.
Well, when he switches to Metro, he can get an amazing iPhone 7 with HD Retina display for just $99.99 after ID validation.
Wow, $99.99?
Bye-bye, fossil.
Requires porting of eligible number not currently active on T-Mobile network or active on Metro in past 90 days. With validation of ID. An independent database limit for per account/household. 32 gigabyte model only. See store for details and terms and conditions.
Celebrate the big 2020 with T-Mobile. Switch now and get 2 lines for just $90 and 2 new iPhone 11s on us. So you can take a portrait built for 2 with the ultra-wide camera.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, cute.
Hurry in to T-Mobile and get 2 lines for $90 and 2 iPhone 11s on us with qualifying trade-ins.
Via 24 credits for well-qualified buyers with autopay, plus taxes and fees. If you cancel before receiving 24 credits, you may owe up to the full value of your device of $699.99. Contact us. Qualifying port-ins and finance agreements required.